Next, let's talk about Ole Miss at 4-5 versus number 11 Indiana at 6-1, and that was Saturday, January the 2nd at 12:30 on ABC. The Outback Bowl from Raymond James Stadiums in Tampa, Florida. Ole Miss getting this win, 26-20. Now, look,
was it the coconut shrimp or the blooming onion that won?
Yeah,
it was onion. Okay.
You know, Ole Miss had the lead 20-6 through three quarters, but credit to Indiana, they came back and made it 20-20. And then Ole Miss did manage to drive down and take the lead. But ironically, the defense for Ole Miss was able to get a stop when it needed to and, preserve the win. So, again, turnovers key with Indiana having a pick and a fumble in this game. So, Jesse, I want to start with you first this time. What are your thoughts on Ole Miss and their ability to pull this win out?
Yeah, they held off a pretty decent Indiana team. I think when we were talking about Ohio State, one of the many times we've talked about them, Indiana seemed to be the only opponent worth talking about that they had played. And they're a pretty decent team this season. So for an Ole Miss defense that has holes like Swiss cheese, they did a decent job here. I mean, we've never really questioned the offense. I think we've had a couple times we've looked at the quarterback and been like, what are you doing? But for the most part, they've done pretty well. And for their defense to finally, I don't want to say catch up, but get closer to where they were at offensively, that's got to be encouraging for this Ole Miss team, because it has not been encouraging. And it's not like they played a really terrible opponent. Indiana's, not somebody to kind of scoff at. So maybe things looking up, or it could have been just a flash in the pan. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, obviously, none of us thought that this would happen because none of us got the point. But, Ole Miss taking care of the football, though, 0 turnovers. So that's encouraging. As you said, Jesse, sometimes it's kind of like feast or famine with Matt Corral, it seems. It's either like 0 picks or 6 of them. So
literally.
Matt, what were your thoughts on Ole Lane getting a bowl win here at the Outback Bowl?
I mean, look at Ole Lane getting a bowl win right out of the gate. Even if they did finish 5-5 at this point, so whatever. No, I think again, just like we said with Mike Leach, just like we said with Kentucky, this is something to build on. Indiana had a very good team as far as the Big Ten goes. I mean, Indiana made a lot of waves early in the season. Only had one loss going into this, and that's against I think it was against Ohio State, was it not? I don't recall exactly, but yeah, that might have been it. This is not a slouch of a team in Indiana. So that tells you right there the discrepancy between talent in the SEC versus the Big Ten. But we'll talk about that a little bit later too. So yeah, this is a big deal for Ole Miss. To get them that bowl win, to get them a little bit of something to build on. There's a lot of buzz around Lane Kiffin right now, especially on the recruiting trail from what I've been reading and hearing from a couple of different sources. So it's good times in where's Oxford? There we go. I almost said Starkville. Had a brain fart.
They're close.
Yeah, they would be very, very angry at that.
Yes, they would.
Yeah.